G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we will be looking at the power of the Prime's Cindersaur. And I admit you probably can't see him/her very well back there, so let's bring them closer. Now, I have seen different media say him, I have seen different media say her, but I'm just going to call him because why not? So this, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the repaint of Dinobot Slash. Either that or Dinobot Slash is the repaint of Cindersaur. I'm not sure. Anywho, they're basically the same figure except with a different colorization. One of the things I do enjoy about collecting, especially nowadays Transformers, is finding figures that I owned as a kid that they have redone. So Skytreads is a good example. You know, I've done the review on that, and I did own the original Firecon Cindersaur, and here he is, bit rusted, bit stuffed up. The Firecon gimmick don't work no more, and his tail doesn't want to stay tabbed in. I've even got stress mark there, but in saying that, that stress mark may have been there for the longest time, but this thing is decades old and it hasn't broken yet. Although I might do a little glue trick and just put a little glue around that and maybe tighten his tail up. There's a couple of figures I'm thinking about doing that. So here we have the original Cindersaur. We'll get it out of the way. Its transformation is very simple. Fold that down, fold that out, and we have the Firecon. Can't hold nothing. Nice green face. Tail's awkward, and for the love of God, only because of the animal arms it can actually stand up. But we'll put that aside for the time being because we haven't done our size comparison. And here he is with Windblade, and honestly, the size comparison is just ridiculous. There is no way he is as long as she is. There is no way he is as wide as she is, but only probably because of the top of the head that he is actually as tall as she is. So I also really just realized that my camera was a little bit crooked, so I apologize for that. As for articulation in this mode, if you get the legs in a reasonable spot, you can get him to stay standing up. But realistically, if you start just sort of fiddling with it and all that, it does. Wow. Now I know how MGO feels. It will fall over. It is very front heavy. So if you can get those joints the way just in the right spot, usually right. So if you lock the knees in place, you're usually pretty right. Further articulation, so due to these being the robot arms, they can do full 360s, and I just disconnected part of it, I think. It can go out this far. The knees go forward that far. It can't really go any further back. Feet don't move unless you start unplugging things, which we'll get into in a minute. Arms can do a full 360, but that's the only articulation. The paws have nothing. Tail can move, but that's really just the head cover. The head can technically look up at the base of the neck, but then you start screwing up the sculpt. However, the head itself can tilt up that far, and you can open the mouth that far. And that gives you a really nice wide bite. I find it interesting, and it's probably because this is the Hasbro one. You got this all painted silver, but there's nothing on the bottom jaw, which just seems really bizarre to me. But hey, that's just me being me. Now, if you do have a Titan figure, you can pull this back and stick them in there to ride around in Cindersaur, but for the most part, that's just for head storage. Or dino head storage. So let's get down to transformation. It is super easy. So we'll just fold this back. We're going to push all this back and put the head in as far as it can go. and that can just fold there. It doesn't really, probably push it down a bit more, but it really doesn't go in anywhere. Like, it just sort of sits there. Like, no. So it doesn't really cover over much of anything. So we'll just leave that there. Then what we can do is we can just sort of push these up out of the way for the moment. We can fold these out of the way. And what we're going to do is come in here. We have the legs, and they just tab in here and here into here. And for some reason, probably because of the legs. Anyway, split them apart, rotate them at the hip joint. We can come under here and fold out his feet. And now he looks like a, whatever you want to call it, a Klansman or something. You're going to push on the feet to free them from the hands and straighten them out. You can then pull this back, and that just sits against the back, doesn't plug in or anything. And there we go, we have Cindersaur in his robot mode. And I won't lie, I will not lie, the head does seem to have feminine features. So, if I can get to zoom, come on. Thank you. Yeah, almost there. Come on, almost. I might have, there we go. Had to pull back a bit. The features do look very feminine. I wouldn't say they're very masculine. Male. Whatever the proper terminology is. It does, because of the slenderness of the jaw, it does have more of a female feature, I reckon. Which I won't lie. I don't own Victorian. I don't plan on owning Victorian because honestly, they just look like a whole bunch of male bots who identify as female. Not going any further than that. So no wonder this has been thought of as female, because honestly, the face does give it feminine features, but that could be just the way it is. It could be male. Like I said, the things when it came out, they were both male, female. So I guess maybe he, she just like switching between. As for articulation, I can actually get that further on the left than the right. It won't go full 360 because the hinge is in the way. Can't look up, can't look down, can't look side to side. Try to keep using things. Arms can do full 360, can go out that far. We have bicep rotation. I'm just going to stick with he has a single jointed elbow. There is no wrist rotation. There's no way, no, there wouldn't be. There's no waist rotation. You can't really do anything with his claws except fiddle with him around the back. Leg can go up that far, can go back that far, which even moving these doesn't help that much. Legs can go out that far. He has hip rotation due to transformation. Actually, probably not due to transformation, but just the way the knees, it can get that far. Yeah, when we did that, so it goes forward that far. I didn't do that bit. No ankle tilt, although is it? Yeah, I think there's a slight tilt designed with the feet in mind. You can go down, you can go all the way around if you really want, but that's just due to transformation. He does stand fairly well. There's probably less issues with him standing in robot mode than there is in dyno mode, so you can get some pretty decent poses. Doesn't come with any weapons, so if you think, where's the guns? No guns. Where's the explosion points? There is none. This is before that gimmick even started. Where's the scratched paint? Ain't got none. That hasn't happened yet. Where's the modulator ports? Are you kidding me? I've already told you twice. It didn't happen yet. So no modulator ports, no explosion points, no scratched paint. You know, honestly, Power of the Proms was pretty alright. I got a decent Orion packs out of that too. So there we go. So let's get down to final size comparisons. Here he is with the original Cindersaur, and I'm holding it because he just wants to lean back. Like I said, I either need to tighten the screws, which one's rusted already, but yeah, so there we go. And of course, being in the later universe, I'm still deciding what the hell to call it. There he is with Galvatron, and I think he literally comes up to the top of his knee plate. So there we go. So, excuse me. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you, it will not hurt my feelings. Perhaps even leave me a subscription. Maybe even ring that bell for the posts. Leave me a comment. I do like responding to those if and when I actually get them. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.